Hey guys, Brian Fisher with Edge Fitness. I hope you're having a great day, and hopefully maybe you've already gotten some of your movement training in today. If you have, just want to ask, how did you feel going into your training today? We like to say training over working out. Training is with a purpose. Workout is just kind of a performance where you just want to see, how many calories can I burn? How much work can I possibly do at that just one time? Kind of kick your butt every single time. Training has a little bit more of a plan, a little bit more of a purpose, has progression to it, and the workout is a side effect of your training. So a little bit of a side rant on that one, but how did you feel going into it? We like to say, are you into your training zones where you're either kind of green or yellow? Green light means go, yellow light means proceed with caution. Recovery zone is if you're into the red. Some days you're gonna feel, when you get up, you're gonna feel like, man, I can take on the whole world. Other days you're gonna feel like, I feel good, not great, not horrible, I just feel good. It's gonna be an okay day. Those days, go ahead and train. Okay? Maybe on those okay days, those I feel good, not great, pull back just a little bit, maybe extended warm up, something like that. If you're into that red recovery zone, that is, maybe even you're tying your shoes is one of the hardest things that you've done that day, or you're dropping stuff, you're just not as focused, very forgetful, things like that. And not the best time to be stressing your body even more when it already can't handle those very low skill tasks that you're asking it to do, and that it does every single day. So using some of those as a barometer can help you to decide when you get to the gym, or even if you go at all, what you're going to do. And then it's about, for proper recovery, really want to get into that. You can only train as well, as much, as hard as you can recover. And if you don't fully recover, if you're not into that green or at least the yellow zone, if you're into the red and you're still training, all you're doing is racking up more movement, body, bank account debt that eventually you have to pay off. And when you're that far into debt, just like financial debt, it's hard to do the things that you want and need to do. Okay? You have to decide which bills are you going to pay. What kind of activities are you going to cut back on? What subscription services are you going to cut out? Your body does that same thing. It's like, eventually we can't fight off illness and infection as easily. You're going to be tired. You're not going to be as focused. You're not going to be as productive. You're not going to be as happy to be around. Different things like that. So paying attention to your body and how you feel going into your training, but then also during your training. I was just doing some of my work here and starting to get back into a kind of strength phase. And today, I felt good, not great. Went ahead and followed my progression, but got to a certain point where it's like, wow, this isn't even the same weight I got to last week, and that felt really heavy. Kind of where I wanted to end up, hopefully 2 weights up from where I finished last week. But there's the opportunity. There's the kind of that point where you have to check with yourself and ask, am I going to try to push on and maybe compensate, cheat in some way to try to get a better training stimulus? Or am I going to say, I need to stop here. This is good. This is where I felt was the hardest thing I could do well today. Or am I going to try to push those limits and put myself even further with, whatever else might be coming ahead for you? What does the rest of your day have? What does the rest of your week have? You need to really factor in those things when you, hopefully schedule in your movement training for the week. Because if you don't schedule it, it doesn't get done. Okay? Hard to do something that you're just hoping will happen. So prioritize it, put it on your schedule, and get it done. Then when you have those opportunities here, decide, how do I feel? How do I feel at this moment? I could have pushed through, could have done some other things to try to ramp up a little bit more, maybe covered it up with a pre-workout type of thing to boost me up artificially, but we got to listen to our bodies. That auto-regulation really helps us then to now, hopefully I did just enough, got a good training session in. Hopefully you do that as well. It's what we help with our clients to do, and members as well, to get them to a point where they can answer those questions honestly and appropriately to let themselves come back. That's part of that training mentality. Now, if it's for a actual performance, like a sporting event or a lift, meet, something like that, different scenario, but there we're planning all those other things, your movement, nutrition, recovery, mindset around that event to try to peak for that, to really make sure we're in the green so we don't really have to deal with that factor as much. Okay? But even on those performance days, you still have to ask yourself that question, should I stop here or should I push it? And if I push it, am I pushing it too far, risking injury, risking illness with going too far into that red? you got to ask yourself, what else do you need to do? So great questions that hopefully you guys are asking already. If not, we'd love to help you ask those questions and maybe figure out how to answer them as well. And if we can do that, we'd love to. So hit us up, comment on the video here, get onto our Facebook, Instagram, any of those places, subscribe and share so that way you and your family and friends can keep up with hopefully some of these great tips. And when you have a day like today, maybe cut it short a little bit and get into a nice bit of recovery. Don't skip that cool down, okay? A nice recovery stretch, 3-position hip flexor stretch, some breathing, anything like that to tell your body, hey, we did good work today, but we're done. Now it's time to start the recovery process and allow you to start to get ready for the rest of your day. So now it's time to finish my recovery from my training and then get to my nutrition recovery. Got a good breakfast waiting for me, or I guess second breakfast maybe at this point in time in my day. But prioritizing those other choices around your training helps you to recover when you make good choices during your training as well. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, don't forget to subscribe and share, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.